Hello YouTubers, Trons here, and we're back playing some Kerbal Space Program First Contract. Last time we finished the rescue mission from the moon and brought back Nelry and Seafree and Bob after they crashed. And we got a whole bunch of science points, as you can see. But we're gonna first look at what contracts are available now that we can take. Hey, yeah. So we want to send us science data from around Kerbal. That's easy. It's not really worth that much. Test a basic jet engine in flight. Gives us a little bit of science. Test a LVN atomic rocket motor on a suborbital trajectory over Kerbal. That's a pretty good amount of science. We need to be basically in space, but suborbital. But what do we have active? Plant a flag on Minmus. Science from around Minmus. R2L. Test the launch escape system at Minmus. And test that turbojet engine in flight. A lot of these have to do with Minmus, so thinking maybe we should go back there. Definitely with some of the new parts we've unlocked, we can make getting there a lot easier. I'm going to take this atomic rocket motor. This is probably something we want to use to get to Minmus. So maybe doing a test flight first might be a thing to do. Alright. Explore Duna. Explore Eve. Explore Ike. TRX stack separator. TR18D. Whoa, that's a lot of science. But that's the big 4-thruster engine. But that's it's like a whole unlock just by itself. Test a structural pylon in flight over Kerbal. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll do a few test flights this episode, and then next episode we'll head back to Minmus. Alright. Might as well taste. I mean, if we're gonna do test flights, let's test the basic jet engine as well. Alright. So we have all this R&D. Oh, if we're going to be doing a test flight, getting a supersonic flight would probably make that a lot easier. And it's the last of the 160 point science text that we don't have. So let's do that. This is the LVN. This is a really efficient engine. And basically, it's the most efficient engine in vacuum of all the default parts. It's not that much max thrust. It's only got 60. But our lander that we were using to go to the moon had 4 50 thrust engines. If we did 3 60 thrust engines, we'd have almost the same amount of max thrust. But they use about half the fuel, so that would allow us to go twice as far and make twice as many landings. So I think this is definitely something we want. Eventually we're gonna get to these, but they're a bit far out. These are some docking ports and separators, and we got a stack quad coupler. I'm not sure what you'd need that for, but we'll skip that for now. These are some struts and beams and stuff. I think we'll take this. Thinking we'll do a airplane flight, and then we'll do maybe a quick suborbital flight. So that looks good. High altitude flight. Let's take that as well. Unmanned tech. These are smaller probe bodies. I don't think I need them at the moment. That was that. Ion propulsion. This would be interesting for sending a probe out to Duna or Eve or something like that. Large electrics. I bet these are really expensive. We seem to be doing okay with the 1x6 or 2x3 panels. Rovers. Rovers would be neat, but I'm not sure they're worth it. You can't really fit much science on there, and I found just moving the ship to be easier than trying to take a rover and bring it somewhere else. Alright, we have 1,500 science left approximately. These will definitely be helpful for getting larger ships off. So let's go with them. These are more probe bodies. I think we're okay. So basically got 1,000 science, and let's just we can get 3 of this level, so let's just do that. I'm gonna yeah, I'm not gonna take the ion. We'll get the ion once we get where's the large electrics? Maybe we should get them together. And I'm gonna get these. I think the real attachment point may be helpful. And then I'll take on and larger electrics, and maybe we'll send a probe out to Duna or Eve or something. So we're down at 111.8 science. So that's all we can do for now. Let's go to Spaceplane Hanger. Or, in this case, it will be a normal plane hangar. We won't be going to space because I am going to focus on test the basic jet engine. That's pretty high, but pretty low speed. Where else can we test? Structural pylon. And a turbojet engine. So that's what we'll do. We'll take the Mark 1 cockpit here. And we're going to build an aircraft today. So first of all, I'm going to turn all these on. So aircraft are quite a bit trickier to build than spacecraft. We don't have... Oh well. I'll figure out how to get all the sensors on here that I want. Speaking of that, let's sort of do that now. Mirror those. And for safety's sake, we will I'm gonna go for 3 actually. 3 parachutes. And we need a decoupler. If anything goes wrong, we can eject and parachute the capsule and the science down. Oh, there's one more bit of science I want to get on here, but do I even have it? Yes, I do. Alright, we're at. Let's see what can we stick a sensor array nose cone on here. There we go. It kind of looks funny, but important thing is sensors. Get some science. Alright, next we need the basic jet engine and the turbojet engine. So I'm going to put one turbojet engine. And then doing something like that. No, you're not gonna... There we go. I don't know why that worked just then and didn't before, but... Aerodynamics. We need air intakes. Especially since we have to be flying above 20,000, we're going to need a lot of air intakes. I have built planes that can fly above 20,000. It's not often that you need to go that high, and especially that slow. I'm not actually sure how I'm going to do that. Alright, let's get some tails on here. And let's get some wings. Really, is that all the wings I have? Oh, this is going to be interesting. I usually use the long, thin wings. Let's see how we can do this. Something like that looks okay, I guess. And then these are the controllable winglets. Alright, those will go up there. And if I move... Yep. That should be okay. Gonna start this out without fuel flow, so that the center of mass doesn't change too much initially. Speaking of fuel flow, we're gonna need pipes to these outer engines. And gonna need wheels. So let's looks good there. This is going to be a little interesting. Oh, those are the wings I normally use. Good. And we'll see how this works out. Under structural. That's what we need to test. Put a small hard point. This one in the center here. And we'll put the third landing gear there. Should give us a nose up attitude, which will help our takeoff. And we don't need too much more. Give us lights aimed forward. But we need to test structural pylon. So we need a structural pylon. And what are we gonna do with it? Do we just attach one? Come on, turn the right way. There we go. Getting all weird. Don't move the mouse. And will that work? No, that's below the like little drop tanks of fuel, but that's just not needed. Okay. This is our test craft. Science Craft 1. We'll save it. Let's put a antenna on it. And let's just add a action group to run the atmospheric data test. Save that, and let's fly this. Hopefully, this goes well. All right, that's still. Let's turn on SAS and oh. And okay, the stage needed a little bit of adjusting, but I think it's good now. Let's try lift off. Lifted off really nice. Let's get our all-important information up, including intake air. is not first. It'll be testing the turbojet at about 1500. So let's try to get up to altitude. Yeah, basically a limited amount of fuel here. Oh, that's what I should have done. You should only be in effect for yaw control, and should not be in effect for yaw control. And I probably should have put more control surfaces on the back here, but alright, these guys are starting to lose thrust. That means it's time to kick in the turbojet engine. See, only starts to get good thrust about, well, above 5,000 or so. We're actually over speed right now, but I want to make sure we can get up to altitude. Always throttle back a bit. That nose up. Don't want to fall too much, but we do want to slow down to under 530. Just want to see test. All right, we got the turbojet engine test done. Let's throttle back up. Gotta watch that intake air. I wish I could have both of these open at the same time. Don't want to let the intake air drop below, about 0.1. Actually, even below 0.2 is bad. I'm gonna get up higher, but fly even slower. Quite sure how we'll be doing that. So far, so good on intake air. Try to get us into a stall here to slow down. We should test a basic jet engine because we're almost there actually. That needs to be even slower. Okay, we're beginning to flame out here. Oh yeah, our intake air is dangerously low. Wonder if just activate a parachute. But that's gonna totally ruin us. Yeah, we're now below. We need to get below 300, and yeah, we're not gonna do it there. We need to get under control. Back down. There we go. Gonna head back towards west. So we want to head back towards land, because eventually we're gonna need to land. Yeah, we definitely could have used more control surfaces, I think. Pull up. Get that view ready, because I have an idea on how to do this, but we need to get above 21.8, so let's say 22. Actually, let's aim more for 25. And we're pretty powerful for our weight, so... And that's not what I wanted to do, though. We want to get this up to about 25 and then cut our engines and coast. And we'll get our speed down. Actually, let's say that. Now that should come down. Although it's not coming down as quickly as I would like. Basically doing suborbital hops here, and we're already over that. If we could come down flat, though, hopefully we can keep the speed in that range. Before we get to or before we get to 26, if we can keep that under 280, that would be pretty good. Although we are picking up speed relatively quickly, maybe we can pull up. And we're starting to go too fast. That's not good. We're just going to start getting spinning. We need to pull out of this rather quick. We're going to have a bad day. Bring down so we got lots of air now. Alright, we pulled out of that. Let's try that again, but aim for 26 this time. We didn't bleed off speed nearly as quickly as I thought we would. Which way are we going? Are we going backwards again? Well, here's this relatively backwards. 17, 19, 4, 25, cut. Alright, starting to come down. Alright, we're all good. Oh, that was basic jet engine. I thought that was the, structural pylons. Okay. While we're up this high, let's, atmospheric analysis. Let's, keep the data. And, let's head home. We don't need contracts anymore. We do need air. And we don't need to flip around like that. Stable again. Alright. We are out in the middle of nowhere. The quickest way to get back is actually to go high and fast. So I do want to try to land on the runway, or at least as close as possible, at least in Kerbal Space Center. Take another sinus reading. Rather than high. Let's give us anything good. Let's keep that. Add a little goo. Alright, we can see... No, I think we can see Kerbal Space Center. Oh, it's more over here. It's not over there. Yeah, it's over there, and we're starting to lose control. Let's throttle down. Definitely need to refine this aircraft with some more control surfaces. But it's not too bad. It's relatively stable. We flew it for quite a while. And we got at least 2 tests done with it. Fuel there. We're 50 kilometers away. Some debris, water there. fact, at this point, I'm going to shut down that engine. We want to be going as slow as possible when we land, so we don't really need 3 engines. See the landing runway there? Let's turn on the lights. Hopefully we'll be able to see them on the runway, and that'll help guide us to how far off the runway we are. Let's put down the gear at this point. We don't want to forget it later, and hopefully it'll add a little more drag. Alright, we're almost lined up with the runway. Gotta turn towards it. 10 kilometers out, and a kilometer and a half up. Alright, we are dead down the runway pretty much. Throttle back. Only issue is we may have too much lift. So that we want to land with nose up, but we don't want to glide over the whole thing here. We're at 300. Get that nose up. You can see the light on the water. Definitely, we want to be nose up, but with a downward trajectory. And let's just cut the engine at this point. Nose up. Alright, brakes. Brakes, brakes, brakes. Let's turn a little bit. And, you know, that was a darn good landing. Let's recover the vessel. And that was, aircraft. We got, practically nothing science. Got a lot of covered fun parts. Got Jeb back. But we did get, let's hit done here. We got 27 science for the basic jet engine flight, and 135 for the turbojet engine flight. Too bad I screwed up the pylon, structural pylon. Alright, let's see if we can get something done real quick. Alright, we got one of these. Let's give it a bit more fuel. We'll give it, you know, I didn't want that to be the probe body. Let's, the main part of the ship. Probe's supposed to be the main part of the ship. Some fuel. Gonna have 2 of these. Like that. With the LV ends. Come on. Really? What if you were just straight? Alright, we'll use something like that. Oh, come on. Where? There you go. And we'll throw on some structural pylons. And we're hoping this gets to space. So we'll need to be going relatively slow at above 10,000. I hope I can just oh, KR2L. KR. Well, there you go. This is 2,000 thrust. This is even more thrust. And it's slightly more efficient in vacuum, but it is less efficient slightly in the air. Okay, so we want to get... No. I'm gonna put you guys out there so there's no crashing into anything. So if we can get this suborbital, hopefully I can just right-click and hit test. And then at the same time, or very shortly thereafter, test the atomic rockets. And there's going to be no parachutes on this. There's no... We're just gonna... throw this all away. Because, well, that's going to be pretty hard to land with parachutes. What mission are we up to? 21 was a rescue. And apparently I had hit caps lock at some point. Mission 22. And I did that again. Save. Launch. And the sun's going down, so let's launch in correct staging. In 3, 2, 1. throttling up. Wow, this sucks down a lot of fuel. Maybe we needed more fuel. Structural pylon is the first thing. And the max speed is 360 for that. We're going to plan as if we're going to space. So we're going to start a gravity turn here. And we're going to watch for the structural pylon and make sure we don't go over 300. We're getting close. And we're good. That test successful. Gonna throttle back up now. And actually, we don't need to, we're going suborbital, we don't need to turn over. We just need to get up. And yeah. Alright, there we go. That's great, we're going to be in the correct range. We need just to hit test. Hopefully suborbital will light up as soon as we're in orbit, or in space, I should say, above 70. Suborbital. Run test. Alright, we got 2. Shut down that engine. And, you know, we probably maybe could have landed these. Come on. Let's see how we do, actually. Let's fast forward here. And we'll physical time warp. And coming down, let's put the time warp back down. And kind of slow down here. We're actually doing a really good job of it. A little hard to see, but the ground is coming up, and I'll be done in just a second. Alright, we're coming down. We're at 3,000 meters. And we're actually slowing down. We're about 100 meters per second. It means we're about 16 seconds away. SS. Whoa, almost hit there, way too fast. Luckily, this does have the thrust and enough fuel. Alright, we're coming down at 4, but we're starting to get close on the fuel. Don't break. Ah! You were so close. We had made the initial landing, but we had popped back up and gotten enough air that the second impact destroyed us. Oh well. That's going to be this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. See you then.